Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Gopinath Radha, Gopinath Shri Radhe. Jaya Radha Gopinath Radha, Gopinath Shri Radhe. Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Shri Radhe. Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Shri Radhe. Jaya Jagannatha, Jaya Jagannatha, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra. Jaya Jagannatha, Jaya Jagannatha, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra. Jaya Gauranithai, 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 Jaya Gauranithai, Jaya Gauranithai, 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 Jaya Gauranithai, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Namo Vishwapat Paramahansa Parivrajacharya Ashtotter Shate. His Divine Grace Abhay Charanavinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. His co-founder Acharya, beauty founder Acharya Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Hridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gop Gopinath Shamakunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Shri Shri Vrindavan Mathura Dham Ki Jai. Shri Shri Mayapur Navadip Dham Ki Jai. Ganga Mai Jamuna Mai Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Tulsi Maharani Ki Jai. Grantraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai. Upasi Samvita Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Nithai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. All grace to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All grace to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All grace to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All grace, all grace, all grace to Shri Guru and Gauranga. All grace to Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Namo Vishwadaya Krishna Padalesha. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. So today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 16, text number 8. The title of the chapter is How Parikshit Received the Age of Kali. Na kaschin mriyate tavad. Na kaschin mriyate tavad. Yavad asta ithan takaha. Yavad asta yahantakaha. Etad artham hi bhagavan. Etad artham hi bhagavan. Ahutha paramarishibhi. Aho nriloke pripiyate. Aho nriloke piyata. Hari lilamritam vachaha. Na kaschin mriyate tavad. Yavad asta ihantakaha. Yetadartham hi bhagavan. Ahutha paramarishvi. Aho nriloke piyeta. Hari lilamritam vachaha. Na kaschin mriyate tava. Yavad astani hantakaha. Etadartham hi bhagavan. Ahuta paramarishibhi. Aho nriloke piyeta. Hari lilamritam vachaha. Word by word translation. Na, not. Kaschit, anyone. Mriyate, will die. Will die. Tat tavat, so long. Yavat, as long as. Aste, is present. Iha, herein. Anantakaha, one who causes the end of life. Etad, this. Artham, reason. He, certainly. Bhagavan, the representative of the Lord. Ohuta, invited. Parama Rishibhi, by the great sages. Aho, alas. Alas, nriloke, in human society. Piyeta, let them drink. Drink. Hari Lila, transcendental pastimes of the Lord. Amritam, nectar for eternal life. Vachaha, narrations. Translation by and purport by Srila Prabhupada, Jagaguru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Translation. As long as Yamaraja, who causes everyone's death, is present here, no one shall meet with death. The great sages have invited the controller of the death, Yamaraja, who is representative of the Lord. Living beings who are under the grip should take advantage by hearing the deathless nectar in the form of this narration of the transcendental pastimes of the Lord. Purport. Every human being dislikes meeting death, but he does not know how to get rid of death. The surest remedy for avoiding death is to accustom oneself to hearing the nectarian pastimes of the Lord as they are systematically narrated in the text of Srimad Bhagavatam. It is advised herein, therefore, that any human beings who desires freedom from death should take to this course of life as recommended by the rishis headed by the Shaunaka. Om Agyana Timirandhasya Gananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmitham Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manavishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupam Kadamayam Dadati Sapadantikam. He Krishna Kuruna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrinda Vaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpa Taruvasya Kripa Sindhu Vacha Patithanang Pavanevyo Vaishnavevyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivas Shri Gaura Bhaktarinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Haribo. So in this section here Saunaka Muni is explaining that in that place where Sutta Goswami is narrating the Srimad Bhagavatam pastime, that Yamraj is also sitting there. So Yamraj, we know, he is the controller of the dead. So the demigod who actually controls the death. So here, and the assurance has been given here that while he is sitting here and listening to the listening to Srimad Bhagavatam, then he will be also concentrating on his job, which is to make sure that people, they die on time and they brought forward to Yamaloka. So whoever is sitting here, they are out of that realm of death. So it's called Yama Pass. Pass means is kind of like a rope, right? So Yama Pass means that which Yamraj has on everyone. So every one of us, we are bounded by that rope. At certain point of time, that rope will be, Yamraj will actually pull that rope, and that means that our time is finished in this material world. So here we see that, in the material world, everyone is fearful of death, and all of us are living the life in such a way that there is no death. So everyone knows that death is that is the only truth in life. But all of us, we try to live our life in such a way that, there is no death. So we'll just live accordingly. So I have this plan and that plan and things like that. And whenever there is even a, slight idea or there is something come about death, everybody try to ignore it. So that's why they say that ignorance is a bliss. So that just ignore the main truth in your life and you will be happy. Like one day you are going to die, man, so what's a big deal? Don't think about it. But that's not the real way of looking at it. That means you are just ignoring the truth. And any intelligent people, the sign of that's not a sign of an intelligent person, that you shouldn't ignore the truth. So in our life, the main truth, if we say, okay, in the life we see that there are so many things. But what we can see that is the first truth is if you have taken birth, you have to die. So you have to, so for every intelligent people needs to recognize this truth. That is the first step. Now, obviously, if someone thinks that, okay, I'm going to die, is there any way that I can actually get out of this cycle? Because if I'm born, I'm going to die. Here, in Srimad Bhagavatam, on the pages of Srimad Bhagavatam, Srila Prabhupada is mentioning the way is by listening to Krishna Katha. And the way it has been given that death is simply not the end. So death is you're just moving like your soul. It is not getting destroyed. The body is getting destroyed. So the soul is just transmigrating from one body to another. Or, if for a pure devotee, the soul going back to the Godhead. So it is not the end. On the contrary, this is actually the beginning of another journey, or maybe a joyful journey. Like if someone has done some devotional service in this life, it says that the surety is given that they are going to get at least human birth in the next life. And after that, it's up to them that if they want to continue with the devotional service. And they will start, and if they will start from where they left in the previous life. So that's why it's a journey which actually starts. It's not the end. So that is the difference in the viewpoint of the materialistic people and the devotees. Devotees simply sees that it is actually starting of another journey. But death is something actually when it comes, it obviously affects who actually is dying, but it's also affect the people around them. And that's why it caused more and more grief, sadness, sorrow, everything. So that's why, always, in a family, everyone is so much fearful of death. So we see that, in the pastime of, in Mahabharata, we get this learning that even for devotees, it's not like the death, devotee will not die. Devotees will also die. But how they take it is is the exemplary way, that how they actually, when the death comes, how they manage it. So we see that in the pastime of Abhimanyu. So Abhimanyu was we know that he was really young when he died. So he was at the age of 16, right? He also didn't even pass his teenage years. So he was he was a son of Arjuna and Subhadra. And Abhimanyu actually, he was grown up in Dwarka. So when the Pandavas, they went for exile, right? Abhimanyu was in the womb of Subhadra, and Subhadra came to Dwarka because the Pandavas were not there at that point of time. And Abhimanyu actually practically grown up with Krishna and Balaram, because Krishna and Balaram, they were there in Dwarka, and Abhimanyu was growing up under their shelter. And they were very, Abhimanyu was very dear to Krishna and Balaram. So we can see that how fortunate he was. But still he has to go through this gruesome death. Because he was a Kshatriya, and one time when he was a kid, and he was, not he's a kid, when he was in the womb of Subhadra, Arjuna was explaining different modes of fighting. And one of the modes is different, at that point of time, these different kind of military arrangements that they used to make. One is called Chakra Vyuha. So Chakra Vyuha is when they used to make a formation or with all the soldiers that they have. So first there is a cycle they used to make. There is a big cycle, right? And the first cycle used to move in clockwise. The soldiers, they are moving clockwise. And there is only one gap between the soldiers where you can get in. Now when you get in, there is another cycle. And that cycle is moving anti-clockwise. And then there is also another gap. If you penetrate through that, inside there is another cycle. That cycle is again moved towards clockwise. So that's why it's kind of a maze. So you have to be really, really expert to understand that where that gap comes. And it took lots of practice to actually achieve that, to master it. So Arjuna has mastered that, how to break the Chakra Vyuha. And he was telling Subhadra, because Subhadra was very keen, please tell me how you have mastered that art. And while Arjuna was describing it, the first part he described that how you break the Chakra Vyuha, and then there is another ways to how you come out of it. So he didn't knew so Abhimanyu, he was in the womb of Subhadra, so he was listening that how you can get in. But what happened, that Subhadra falls asleep. So the next part, which was like the how to come out, he didn't get the chance to listen to it. So on that day, in the battlefield, when the Chakravyuh was set, and they actually did the Chakravyuh to capture Yudhishthir. And at that same point of time, Jayadratha took, not Jayadratha, there was a couple of other, Kaurava, I forgot the name of the kings. They actually took Arjuna far away because he's the only one who knew. So then the Pandavas, the rest of the Pandavas like the Bhima and Yudhishthir, they were thinking that if we can't break this Chakravyuh, then they are going to capture us today. So Abhimanyu came to them and said that, okay, I know the way how to break it and get inside, but I don't know how to get out. And Bhim was saying that, don't worry, I am just behind you, right? You just show me how to get in, right? And then after that, I have so much force that there is no viewer which can, keep me in. I will break it and I'll come out. So don't worry about it. All of your 4 uncles are behind you. So Bhima, Yudhishthir, and then Nakul, Sahadev. They all said that, okay, we are behind you. So Abhimanyu said, yes, that's fine. So then he went inside. But as I described how the maze was like clockwise, anti-clockwise, at some point of time, the 4 Pandavas, they got stuck in one of the cycles. They couldn't get in more. And Abhimanyu, obviously, he knew, so he got in. And when he got in, at the very last cycle, so the way was that when you reach the last cycle, suddenly, from everywhere, all the other soldiers will attack you. And he suddenly saw there are all Duryodhan, Dushasan, there was Shalya, and everyone were there. They actually jumped on him, Shakuni, and they actually killed him. He was just a mere 16-year-old boy. And it was a very viciously they killed him. So when after that, when that happened in the evening when Arjuna came back, and he came to know about it, and he got really upset and angry. And he was angry on Yudhishthir Maharaj. And he actually told Yudhishthir Maharaj that you are responsible for this death. Because when I left, I said that, I kept Abhimanyu under your responsibility. You were supposed to look after him. And you failed. So now he died. You are the only responsible person for this. So after that, Yudhishthir Maharaj, he was feeling really sad, and he was thinking, yes, Arjuna is right. I'm responsible for his death. And this is also time to time we see that, we make ourselves responsible for something which actually we are not. But because death is inevitable. But we see that at that point of time, Yudhishthir Maharaj, he took it on himself, and he was almost about to leave everything. But then Vyasadeva came. And Vyasadeva actually explained to him that, look, it is not on you. It was in his fate, and he was about to die. So don't take it you are the reason behind his death. Right? And just imagine, he was grown up with Krishna and Balaram. He was the most fortunate person. And don't look at the, quantity of the age, don't look at the duration of his age. Look at the quality that his life had. He was grown up with Krishna and Balaram, and then he was always, he got trained by Arjuna, by Bhima. He lived a glorious life. And he also, it took all the Kaurava, all the big senapatis to come and kill him. So he was a really a strong person. So Yudhishthira Maharaj was also still he's saying, yes, that makes sense, but still he wasn't convinced. And then Vyasadeva told him that, look, when all the demigods, they went to Vishnu, and they actually praying Vishnu that, look, there is so much, all these adharmas are happening in the world. Please, you come and help us. So then Vishnu said, okay, I will come as Krishna, in the in the material world, and Krishna will come and he will actually serve he will take out all the irreligious activities. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanirvavati bharata abhuthanam hadharmasya tajatmanam srijamaham. So he will come. At that point of time, the demigods, they also went to the Lord of the Moon and said that, okay, please, you also join. You have a son, please give us your son so that he can also come and help. So the Lord of the Moon, he said that my son is very dear to me. I can't give him for for a long time. I can only give you for a year. So he can go and he can serve the Lord in the material world, but I need him back. So then his son actually came as Abhimanyu for 1 year, but as per their timeline in the material world, it becomes 16 years. That's what he was here. So that is a specific duration he was supposed to be here. So that was the pastime. And then Yudhishthira Maharaj thought that, yes, we have, he understood that it's actually not on him. It was the time. And when actually at the beginning of the creation, Krishna gave this responsibility of death to time. So Krishna said that, okay, you will control the death. And time said with folded hands that thank you, but no thanks. Because the death means everybody will hate me, right? You'll just, it will say that, you are the reason for the death. Krishna said that, no, don't worry. They are going to always they will think that the circumstances is the reason behind it. They will never think that it was his time and that's why he was gone. And if you think about it, every time, whenever someone died, we try to figure out that what that person had, how it is. It was an accident or is it like something and something. I'll come back to you after this. And then it was always try to think that, okay, no, it was because of specific circumstances. No one put the emphasis on the time factor, but a devotee, they see, okay, this is time. When the time comes, you have to live this material world. And the death is not only it's not the end. It's just simply the beginning of another journey. So that's why, in our Vaishnava society, death is also celebrated gloriously. Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, for a Vaishnava, birth and death is the same. So there is no need to mourn. Rather, you celebrate. So that's why today, actually, I was also thinking of speaking on today is the disappearance day of Srila Haridas Thakur. So we know that Srila Haridas Thakur, he got the title Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai. So Haridas Thakur, his glorious departure, we are going to discuss a little bit on that also today. Because it's just when I was reading this text, I was like, wow, this is how it is get connected. This verse is talking about death and how death doesn't affect the devotees. And then we see that the pastime of Srila Haridas Thakur. So Srila Haridas Thakur, we all know that, he was born in a Mohammedan family, but he was very, very, he was very attached to the holy name. So he was chanting the holy name all the time. So as per the Chaitanya Charitamrita, as Krishnadas Kaviraj described, he was chanting almost 3 lakhs names, so almost 192 rounds a day, every day. So if we say around 7 minutes for 1 round, so that's 22 hours and 40 minutes in a day. So out of 24 hours. And it's also described that after that, when he finished his round, it is not oh, now I finished my round, I take some rest, or I take some food, and then I'll again start chanting. No. He finished the round, and then he went out, and he started dancing, and he started preaching the glories of the holy name. And then again he comes back and start his chanting. So he was just because he was attracted towards the holy name. That's why he was outcasted from his family, from his society. So he was staying in this secluded place. So he had a small hut, and in that hut he was staying. And the whole day he used to just chant. So then there was another influential person. His name was, huh? Exactly, I don't remember that. No, it's before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu passed, so more than 500 years ago. Yeah. Yeah. 1500.
Like all these numbers, people are concocting. The idea is somebody must have said that he was chanting constantly, like 192 rounds and 22 hours. This is the Western world, no? Obsession with numbers. They concoct all those things. When did he want to toilet? When did he shower? When did he
Yeah.
So
That.
stupid thing. Like there was one previous president who used to count 24 into 16 rounds, and they said he'll count this many rounds. That time I wanted to oppose, but that time I was young, so I did oppose. But like this Western world is unbelievably.
Yeah, those are and even depend on how the chanting and everything they were doing. So
The idea is he was chanting 24 hours.
24/7 he was chanting.
Like
Yeah.
While doing something also mentally you can be chanting, your mind attached to it. Right?
So that is we
190 rounds or 180 rounds or 100, 200 rounds.
yeah. So that's true, but because always we try to put the emphasis on that. But when we see that for Haridas Thakur, he was an emphasis on the number, but he was staying in this secluded place, and he was 24/7 concentrating on the holy name. So at that point of time, there was another influential person. His name was Ramachandra Khan. And he was and the Brahmanas, Hindu Brahmanas, they used to go to him and say that, oh, this person, he's he's outcasted, he's not Hindu, and he's chanting the holy name. You should stop his activity. So you should stop him. So then Ramachandra Khan, what he did, he said, okay, let me allure him. So he started to present him money. He started to give him all the other kind of material, all this things, used to send it to him. But he was never attracted towards them. So finally what he did, that he sends a prostitute to Haridas Thakur in the night. And said, and specifically instructed her that you have to go and you have to somehow distract him from chanting the holy name, right? So she went and she was trying to speak with him, but she said that he was so concentrated on the holy name, chanting the holy name, he didn't even have the time to speak with her. So she sat outside the hut and waiting for him. And when he finished his round, then he came out and said that, and with his folded hand, he apologized that, sorry, I'm very sorry that I didn't have the time. But look, I have to finish my chanting, so that's why I couldn't speak with you. So please come tomorrow, and I'll whatever you want, we'll discuss about it. So next day also she came, and she was the same thing. She was waiting, and Haridas Thakur was chanting. And then it's continuously she was coming. But while she was coming and sitting in the on the outside of the hut, she was also listening to the Maha Mantra. And suddenly she sees that she was also going through the change. So she was feeling all the detachment from all this materialistic thing. So suddenly all her outside, all the things that she had, she used to, how they used to dress and things like that, that started to go out. From extravagant dressing, she was trying to be more simpler. And then one day she just came with a white sari, and then she was just sitting there. And when Haridas Thakur came out, she just prayed to Haridas Thakur that please, accept me as your disciple. So Haridas Thakur said, look, I am very fallen, and I am not, I need that position, but I can pray for you. You please keep chanting. And then also she also moved out. She also went to a secluded place and started chanting. So that was Haridas Thakur, and he was always concentrating on chanting the holy name. So in this pastime, I said, a long pastime, so Haridas Thakur keeps moving on. So then he met with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Shantipur. And at that point of time, he also Advaita Acharya was really fond of Haridas Thakur. Advaita Acharya was considered as as a topmost scholar and one of the top Brahmanas, right? Prabhu, will you mind just to close the door? There are so many things. Thank you. Advaita Acharya was like, coming. So what happened that Advaita Acharya was there, and in his house, he was performing this Shraddha ceremony for his forefathers. So there is a Shraddha ceremony that you have to do every year. So on that, what you have to do, that you have in that Shraddha ceremony, they used to prepare a plate with all the prasad, which is supposed to be offered to the forefathers. And when the ritual finished, you offer that to the Brahmana, and the Brahmana has to take that prasadam on behalf of the forefathers. And that usually gets offered to the topmost Brahmana who is there. But Advaita Acharya, what he did on that day, that he actually offered it to Haridas Thakur. And Haridas Thakur actually was like, he was saying, like, why you are offering to me? I am like, the most fallen one. Like, why you are offering this to me? It should be going to, there are so many top class Brahmanas sitting here. Like, you should offer to him. So Advaita Acharya said, yes, they are top class Brahmanas, but you are the topmost Vaishnava. So then, and from there, everyone came to know about him. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met with him. And eventually, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he left for Jagannath Puri, Haridas Thakur also came to Jagannath Puri. But because he was outcasted, he was Mohammedan, he couldn't get into the Jagannath temple. So he used to live in this hut near, from where he could only see the flag of the Jagannath temple. And he used to stay there. And every day, he had this desire that I am so close to Lord Jagannath and I can't see him, I can't serve him. And he was feeling so much sadness about that. So only once in a year that he could see Jagannath, when Jagannath used to come out for Rath Yatra. So that was the day that, it was the most happiest day of his life for this entire year, because he could have the darshan. But Krishnadas Kaviraj explains that Jagannath himself was so much eager to see Haridas Thakur that every day, in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he used to come and meet with Haridas Thakur. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu every day used to come and in the heart of Haridas Thakur. And Haridas Thakur was every time he's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he said that Mahaprabhu, why, why you come and spend, you're wasting your time. I'm the most fallen one. There are so many devotees, so many other Brahmanas, they are waiting to see you. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that, Haridas, I'm here for you only. So I get the happiness by looking at you, by talking with you. So please allow me. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu every day used to come and spend 3 to 4 hours with Haridas Thakur. So one day, and also Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to bring the prasad from Jagannath temple for Haridas Thakur. So one day, Govinda, who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's secretary, he came and he saw that Haridas Thakur was lying on the floor. And then, by that time, Haridas Thakur was quite old. And Govinda, paid his obeisances and requested Haridas Thakur to take prasad. So Haridas Thakur then said that, look, today I haven't finished my chanting yet. So I can't take prasad, because his thing was he has to finish his rounds. Those that number, 3 lakh rounds. 3 lakhs name of names, 3 lakhs name, 300,000. And after that, he used to take prasad. But he's saying that I can't, somewhere, now I'm not able to finish my rounds of chanting, so I can't take prasadam. But at the same time, he was saying that, not honoring the prasadam is also a, it's also a sin. So you have to honor prasadam. So what he did, that he just stopped his chanting. He offered the obeisances to the prasadam. He took a little bit and he ate. He honored the prasadam, and then again he went back to chanting. So Govinda went back to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and said that, I went there today and Haridas Thakur was really sick. So then next day Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came with Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and then with all the other Brahmanas, Ramananda Rai, and everyone came with him. so to see Haridas Thakur. And then they saw that Haridas, and when Haridas Thakur saw all of them coming, Haridas Thakur just jumped up, and then he fell on everyone's feet, offered them obeisances. He was saying that, I am so fallen, and you all came to see me. And then Mahaprabhu said that, what happened, Haridas? I heard that you are not well. And Haridas Thakur said, yes, I can't finish my round. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, look, you are old. You are getting old, and your body is also getting older, so you are weak. So that's why you don't have that strength now. So you have to cut down on the practice. And then Haridas Thakur just looked at Mahaprabhu and said that, Mahaprabhu, please, please try to understand that, I'm so fallen. I'm so fallen that I don't have anything else. I don't know what other things to do if I don't chant. I was born in a family that was not it was outcasted. I'm outcasted. So I don't know what else to do. I need to chant. I'm a diseased condition. So this and here Srila Prabhupada actually mentioned one point, that this is a very important point for devotees to understand also, that if we are finding difficulty to finish our rounds, that means we are in a spiritually diseased condition. So because Prabhupada made it for so much easier for us, 16 rounds. But even if we can't finish that, or we are distracted, or we couldn't do the chanting properly, that means we are in a spiritually diseased position. So a devotee has to be always very much careful about that. So that's why Haridas Thakur, then he said, I'm in a spiritually diseased condition, so what can I do? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, you have done enough, throughout your life. So now I am instructing you, please, this is time. You cut down. And then Haridas Thakur looked at Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he fell on his feet. And then he looked at Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's moon-like face, and he prayed to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, said that, look, I know that you are going to also conclude your time soon in this material world. So please allow me to leave now, because I can't see you leaving this material world. I can't bear that separation. So please, shower your mercy on me, and please allow me to leave. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was looking at Haridas Thakur, and Haridas Thakur is looking at Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And everyone, all the other Brahmanas, they were just sitting there. And they are seeing these exchanges between the Lord and his devotee. The love for the Lord, for his devotee, and the devotee's love towards the Lord. And all the devotees' love towards the devotee. So it's just full of love, and everybody was having goosebumps just by looking at it. And by looking at the face of Mahaprabhu, while staring at his face, Haridas Thakur left his body. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, look, Haridas, and he took him in his lap, and he said, look, today is a big festival. We have to glorify Haridas Thakur. And then he started glorifying Haridas Thakur. So this is we see that the Lord is glorifying his devotee. Rather than we always say the devotee glorifies the Lord. Here the Lord is glorifying his devotee. So he instructed that we need to have a big festival. We have to first make sure that, we do the last rituals. Whenever someone passes away, then we do the last ritual, and then we have a big Harinam, and we have a big feast. So he instructed everyone, so make a cart. We have to take Haridas, Haridas Thakur first to the ocean. We have to do the rituals there, and then we have to come back. So then all the other devotees, Advaita Acharya, and every one of them, they built a cart. And Krishna's Kaviraj actually mentioning that cart was as opulent, as big, like a spaceship. So they built that cart, they put Haridas Thakur there. And then they took Haridas Thakur to every lane of Jagannath Puri. And then finally they came to the shore of the sea. And then they started bathing Haridas Thakur's body in the sea water. So usually sea water, we know that, sea water is very salty and it's not conducive for farming. But then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, from today, because now when he was bathing Haridas Thakur's body in the sea water, and all the water was coming and then going away, then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then proclaimed that from now, from today, this water is the most holiest water in the universe. So because this has the remnant of a devotee, of my devotee. So that's why we see that in Jagannath Puri, from the childhood we used to know that you have to go, and first thing you have to do, you have to bathe in the sea, because that is very holy water. So from here it's actually started. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that from today, everyone who comes to Jagannath Puri needs to take a bath in the water first and then go to the temple. That's how it was given. So then they bathe the body of Haridas Thakur, and then they dig a hole in on the sand, and then they actually put Haridas Thakur's body in the sand and put all the sand. Everybody started to take sand and put in that hole, and that's how they have actually built Haridas Thakur's samadhi. After that, they came back to the city, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, he went to every shop, every shop, and he actually tell them that today my devotee, one of my devotee, he passed away. So please give us some prasadam. We want to have a big feast. And they were amazed. They were looking like, here the Lord, he is actually requesting everyone for his devotees to celebrate the festival for his devotees passing away. So everyone came and they brought all the prasadam. And then Mahaprabhu started Harinam with all the other Advaita Acharya, and then there was Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, and then there were everyone. And then they end up having a big Harinam. And after that, they had the feast. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, he actually distributed the prasadam to everyone. So just see how glorious the departure of the devotee of the Lord. So that's why the devotees for death takes in a different level. It's not the same way that we see death for other materialistic people. So on that note, we remember the pastime of Srila Haridas Thakur today. We meditate on the pastime. Srila Haridas Thakur is actually he's the incarnation of our Trinadapi Sunichena, Tarurapi Sahishnuna, Amanena Manadena, Kirtanaya Sadahari. So that verse, Srila Haridas Thakur is actually the incarnation. He's actually person, how they say that, it comes as a person. So that verse was Srila Haridas Thakur. So on that note, we finish here. Sorry, I'm a little bit over time, but just wanted to discuss a couple of points today. So, Granthāraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nithai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol.